several days to do these stations. Okay? These are higher order thinking skill questions that I'm going to be posing to you all. You all are going to be challenged with them. You're going to, first of all, listen to me and listen to what the challenges are for each station. Then you're going to get a note card, and as you look at what card is at your station, you all are going to evaluate what you think it means on a note card. Okay? We're then going to, after a couple minutes, discuss it with your group, and there is going to be one person that is going to be the scribe, and you're going to come up with an ultimate answer from your group. When you move to the next station and answer the questions, you all are going to then be changing scribes. So some might be a scribe 2 times, some might only be a scribe 1 time. Okay, any questions so far? I need for my guys over here to come to this table though, because we have 6 stations. Okay, you'll remember that we are grouped according to our decision-making processes. You're going to see that the majority of the people agree with you. We found this out in the last class. They think a lot like you, and it's really interesting how you come up with some answers. Okay? All right, we're doing the first chapter. We were introduced to the outsiders in the first chapter. We kind of were set the stage and given the characters, right? And there was a major situation that went on in the novel. Am I correct about that? Okay, good. I'm going to give you an idea of what the prompts are for the stations, and I want you thinking about them. The first station. I'm not saying that either the socias or the greases are better. That's just the way things are. What experiences have you had with cliques or with feeling different from those around you? Why do people judge each other based on how they look? Do you think that people who look rougher than others are punished harder at school? How about the justice system in courts? So I want you thinking about that. That's one question that you're going to answer as a group. The next question, the quote from the book. We deserve a lot of our trouble. We all had the money to get in, but Dally hated to do things the legal way. He went around trying to break laws. Tony Boy admits that his buddies often break laws and abuses are to blame for the boy's behavior. Discuss in small groups whether you think that Pony Boy and his buddies deserve their trouble or not. What is the difference between the socia's violence and the greaser's violence? Does one group deserve their trouble more than the other? If so, should a justice system treat everyone the same? Okay, the third one is, you can't win against the socias no matter how hard you try, because they've got all the breaks, and even whipping them isn't going to change that fact. Do you think that that's true? Are people in the lower class able to make it out of the lower class? What are some reasons why people are in the lower class? And is it only because those people are lazy? Okay? The next station is a poem. In this book, Robert Frost's poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay, is a very famous poem. Does anybody know who Robert Frost is? Caroline?
Kind of. I mean, I've heard his name.
He's a famous poet. He has written several poems that you've probably heard referenced several times. You might not have gone, oh, that's Robert Frost. But he is a very famous poet. And I have the poem here on this particular station. You all have to decide what the poem means and discuss its theme. Okay? Obviously, it's not going to be jumping right out at you and saying the theme is this, but this poem is referenced in The Outsiders a lot, and you will probably see as you listen to even different shows, someone might say this last line, or someone might say a line from the poem, and it's always referenced. Multiple times you'll see it as you get older. Okay? The other thing, do you remember in chapter 1? Pony Boy referenced a book. Does anybody remember the book that he had read? Anybody remember Caroline? Great Expectations. Has anybody read Great Expectations in here? You have? Kind of?
Part of it.
Was it difficult to get through?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I don't really remember it that much, but...
Okay. Can I help you? This was a required reading in high school, way back in, for years. I had to read it in high school. I don't remember it at all. It was written by Charles Dickens. Has anybody heard of Charles Dickens? I hope so. Good. Where have you heard Charles Dickens?
No, that was from a novel.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't really heard, I don't really know any of the books he's written, but we have a giant, huge book that, works of Charles Dickens.
You do at home?
Yeah.
Okay. Think about December,
Ooh. Christmas Carol?
the Christmas Carol. He wrote Scrooge and all of that whole thing. That's who Charles Dickens wrote all that. Great Expectations was his second novel. Okay? And he wrote it in 1861. It's about a young boy. Does anybody remember the young boy's name? He references in The Outsiders. Good! Pip. That's right. He references Pip. Pip is the young boy in here, and you will see in the station that I have given you kind of a cheat sheet about Pip's life. Who Pip encounters. Pip is an orphan. Okay? Who Pip encounters and the choices that Pip has to make. It is a coming-of-age book way back in 1861. Has anybody ever seen this word?
I feel like I have.
You probably have, Satya. It wouldn't surprise me. Bildungsroman, you've seen it on the board? Okay? It means a coming-of-age book. What in the world are we talking about coming of age? What does it mean to be a coming-of-age book? Grayson?
It was kind of like before its time.
That's a good guess. That is a good guess. And think about now, I'm trying to make you think here. Pip, a young boy, orphan, having to make choices. Do you think, could you kind of infer that Pony Boy's going to have to make some choices? Teenager-ish type of thing. What do you think?
What coming of age is?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like something that you read when you become like a certain age, or something that you should read.
Okay, you're headed in the right direction. Victoria?
Is it like when a character kind of has like a growing up thing where...
A growing up moment. Kind of like an aha moment. Kind of like, I'm turning 18-ish and I need to start making some adult choices moment. Which path am I going to be taking? Am I going to be taking the path where everybody else is going? Or do I know what the right path is for me? Kind of a growing up moment. Yes, Satya?
Based on what you just said, I kind of making it that Pony Boy's gonna run away from home.
Okay. Making a prediction is great. Making a prediction is super as far as thinking about what this book is all about. But look at coming of age novels, situations has been around since the beginning of time. People deal with peer pressure, people deal with choices, and it's tough in your teenage years. Yes?
How old is Pony Boy?
14. Would you say that in a sense to me, I might be wrong, Pony Boy seems older? because of what he's been through. Sometimes people age because of the trials that they have in life. They age a lot faster. Okay, you're going to see a reference comparing Pip in Great Expectations to Ponyboy. Okay? And the last one I had told you where I'm really challenging you. We are doing living text. Each chapter that we are doing in we are doing a living text form. The first chapter we are doing a silent still. What is a silent still, do you think?
Just not a script.
Not a script. You might have also heard it as a game, possibly. Freeze frame?
Oh, we did that same.
Oh.
You did it in Spanish? Okay, good. So you all are going to, as your group, when you have this station, come up with an idea of what you think is an emotional scene in this particular chapter. An emotional scene. There are a couple of them. Your group is going to have to do a freeze frame showing the emotion. Total silence, no giggling, showing the emotion so that everybody else in the class would know what your silent still would be without telling us what it is. We are going to have to be able to evaluate what your silent still is, and you're welcome to practice out in the hall. Okay? All right, so those are the 6 stations. We'll probably only get to 2 maybe today. Okay? I'm going to walk around the room, and one person from each group is going to be a scribe today for that particular station. When we move to the next station, we get a different scribe. Okay? What if I'm going to be giving you no cards? Your initial thoughts as yourself, and then you're going to discuss it with the rest of the group. Okay? So,